50 years after the Vietnam War, some veterans are still fighting. This time for health benefits they say they should get after Agent Orange exposure. Kristen Crowley has more on one veteran's battle to get the care he says he deserves.
This is what I call my branch pharmacy.
Art Gentry has stacks of medications for a list of health issues.
Myasthenia gravis, tinnitus, and I had skin cancer, type 2 diabetes, and prostate cancer.
Those last two are important. Now, some might chalk them up to Art's age. He's 77. But Art says there is another explanation. Art is a Vietnam War veteran. During that war, the United States government deployed a tactical weapon called Agent Orange. Its purpose was to kill plants and eliminate hiding spots for enemy troops. A concoction not just deadly to plants, but devastating to humans. Vietnam veterans exposed have developed multiple myeloma, Parkinson's, hypothyroidism, and a list of other health issues, including type 2 diabetes and prostate cancer. It's unknown how many were exposed to Agent Orange, but Art is convinced he's one of them.
In my young days, I was an avid swimmer.
So you were in those swimming beaches a lot?
7 different times before I got told I was in a restricted area that was not posted.
He's talking about the beaches in Subic Bay, Philippines. He was stationed there in 1971 during the war.
Why do you think that area was restricted?
Because it was near the Agent Orange storage facility that was actually leaking down a ramp into the water there.
Veterans are entitled to special benefits, in addition to their regular VA benefits, if they have an illness connected to Agent Orange exposure during their service. So he filed a claim with the VA, and he got denied.
Simply because they said, well, I was not in an Agent Orange hotspot.
The term the government uses is a presumptive exposure location, where the government acknowledges Agent Orange was used or stored. Subic Bay, Philippines is not on the list. Art knew that, but he was certain he'd qualify anyway because of this. A case involving 2 Marines, also not in a presumptive exposure location, who said they were exposed to Agent Orange. The VA granted their benefits. The location the Marines say they were exposed? Subic Bay. We reached out to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs about this. They did not grant an on-camera interview, but told us Agent Orange was not used, transported, stored, or tested in Subic Bay. We sifted through the Department of Veterans Affairs online database that shows veterans filing claims saying they have cancers, skin conditions, diabetes that they attribute to Agent Orange exposure. We found more than 500 claims where they all served in Subic Bay.
How is that not enough for the government to say, maybe we need to take a look at this area?
It should be enough.
Dan Curry is an attorney who handles veteran disability compensation claims.
There's a lot of veterans that will say, they're just going to make me wait and fight until I'm dead.
How long have you been fighting to get your benefits?
Since 2019.
So you're fighting against a clock.
Yes. Yeah.
Our team asked the VA why it granted those benefits to the 2 Marines, but not the hundreds of other veterans who served in the same area. It responded, VA evaluates claims on a case-by-case basis to determine whether service connection can be established for a veteran. And we're always trying to get to yes.
I'm just thinking, why hassle our heroes?
Right.
And
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
let's take care of people. My goodness.
Gave their all for our country, and that's what they do. That's what happens to them. It's enraging. I'm trying to contain myself
I
here.
could see if you didn't have the connection. You've established the place. So if you've established the place for some, then anybody who was there, and when you have these diseases that they're acknowledging that these diseases are secondary to outcomes from exposure. They know the cancers, they know the Parkinson's, they know the peripheral neuropathies, they know the skin cancers and all that. They know this. So, but here's the place.
It's easier to pay for 2 than it
to
is for the
100.
multitudes.
Right.
And so,
Right.
so if I can separate myself now, then maybe I don't have to pay for all of these other.
But how do you separate it?
You can't legitimately, and And you shouldn't morally or ethically, but it's happened and it continues to happen.
We see how much money gets spent out there. They can take care of our heroes.
I love you starting it. Why hassle our heroes?